Well, good morning. Good morning on this Sunday. I knew that I had to come on here, and I knew I might need to make some things, and I thought, well, I've got to get in there and talk to my friends. And so today I pulled out my Instapot blender. Don't use it very often. It's too advanced for this old country person, but today we're going to use it. I think it's going to be the best way of doing what I'm doing. So I was trying to get everything in order so y'all wouldn't have to wait on me, and then I thought they don't mind waiting on you, Billie Jean. So we're going to do this today, and I'm going to show y'all my way of making crepes. These are just basic crepes, but I put a swing on it many years ago of how to do it. You can do it in the pan regular, but I'll teach you or show you. And first of all, though, I'm going to get some powdered sugar. And into that powdered sugar, I'm going to get one of my Corral bowls here, and I'm going to take some of my powdered sugar. Everybody is intimidated. Well, a lot of people, I guess, don't know what crepes are, but around New Orleans and around Mardi Gras, I always make crepes. Well, I'm going to show y'all how to do it. So I'm going to put me about let's see, a fourth of powdered sugar into my bowl there. Let me get some, let's see, here's my, I can get in here. Now to that, I did not leave my cream cheese out like I should have done here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put it in the microwave like just, let's see, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, maybe 10. Let's check it and see. So you want a half a block of cream cheese. Depends on how many crepes you're doing, but I'm not going to make too much. Okay, I put that in there on 12 seconds. Let's see. It still needs probably 10 more. Okay, so that 10 kind of did okay there. And see, now it's pliable, and that's what you want. So we're going to take this cream cheese and just get it to where it's like it would be in room temperature. Don't leave it in that microwave or it'll burn, and then you'll have burnt cream cheese, and there's nothing worse than that. So don't do that. Now that's a lot of filling. So now I'm going to take some of Nelly and Joe's Key West lime juice, the best lemon juice that you can get. Let me show you. I finally got my lime this week. So here's the lime, and then here's the lemon. So it's green cap, yellow cap. So we'll be making a key lime pie before long, because I've got to have one. I just got to have it. Okay, to my cream cheese, then I'm going to add, let me measure this for y'all, because this is for my filling. Let's do a tablespoon for right now. We'll do a tablespoon for right now, and just gradually, carefully, that's a good word, carefully mix that in with that cream cheese. Now I'm going to add my 4th cup powdered sugar to my cream cheese. I want to go ahead and get this filling done so that it'll be ready when the crepes come off the stove. Then you'll have this already taken care of. And you can do this in your little chopper, blender, or however you want to do it, but I'd rather just do it by hand because it seems like it does just fine. And it doesn't matter if it's kind of lumpy because that's a cheesy flavor. That's a cheesy filling, so that's fine. I'm just going to mash down and pull, and then that kind of whips it because you want that. Okay, so now there's our filling. You can put this in a piping bag if you're going to make a lot of these. It'd be easier for you to just squeeze it into each crepe once you get those taken care of. So we'll set this over here for right now. And then we'll get on with our main thing here. There's nothing better than crepes. I just love them to death. Always liked them. I use them with a filling like the lemon crepe filling, strawberry filling. There's so much you can do with it. You can do anything with them. And then I use them with a salmon, poached salmon filling with dill, and they're delicious for lunch, a lady's lunch. So, okay, what I'm going to do now is let me get my eggs. I always feed them into a bowl because I want to make sure they're not stale or bad, We'll call them our hunks of gold. These are our hunks of gold today. So let me get my little whisk. I'll just use my little push whisk here. Love this whisk. You just push it and it does it for you. I just like to beat those up, kind of froth them. Get them a little frothy there. Okay, I'm going to add those to our blender. Just 2 eggs. 2 eggs to the blender. Pull this over here a little bit so you can see. Okay, into that bowl, I'm going to add me a 1/2 cup of milk. The reason I'm doing it in that bowl is so I can get the rest of that egg out of there. Because you want to use it if you can. Put milk up. It's warmer today than it's been. It's about 50, so we're doing okay. Hope y'all are doing okay. So now we're going to put a 1/2 cup of milk into our blender. Let's get us a 1/2 cup of water also. That'll just make those crepes, give it the moisture it needs to make them not tough. Your milk will give it the protein to keep it soft and together. Your flour and eggs will bind it. Now let's put in a 1/4 teaspoon about 1/4 to 1/2. I put in about 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Okay, now then, I'm going to get a cup of my flour. Let me get this out of the way. Now, let me make sure. I want to make sure that I have a cup of flour. So, I'm going to get this. You need to be pretty precise on this part of it. So, that may be just about a cup in there. Let me get this kind of. I'm going to get that all over the place. I know I will. But I want to get it just. It's lacking just a hair of my flour. So I'm going to sift that into with one of my smaller screen door strainers. I'm just going to set that right there for a sec so I can get this mess kind of cleaned off of this one. So I don't like wasting nothing. Y'all know that. No sense in it. If you waste not, want not. So that'll get that kind of cleaned up here. Get my mess kind of cleaned up there. Y'all know I don't like no messes. And probably we need I'm talking about a minute. Let me get some out of the flour bucket. Just a minute amount. A lot of times people say, oh, it don't matter. Yes, it does. So I'm just going to shake that into my blender. And it sifts it and aerates it. So and if there's any little balls in it, it gets those out. That's the main reason. Now I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of melted butter. That's all there is to your batter, and I'll put it on the recipe. I put the recipe onto the description. Let me get this kind of cleaned off just a little bit. With my bleach rag, I use a bleach rag. Okay, now that means it's got power. It's going to jump off that cabinet at us. This thing is so strong, you have to be careful because it'll suck you in there. And just this little LED screen, I mean, just barely touching it, and all right, I'm going to use a smoothie on this because this blender heats and it'll cook. And one day I put something about like this. It was some kind of batter. And I pushed the soup and I thought it just kind of, it didn't do much. And I thought, well, I've got to get the book because I still don't know much about it. But it gets hot. I didn't know that at the time. And I came back and there's a big wad of dough down in there, had nearly baked because I turned it on the soup and this thing got hot. So I have to be careful even nowadays. So we're going to use our smoothie setting, push it, and it'll do its own thing once I push start. It turns it off and turns it on. It knows when it's liquefied. Okay, I'm going to pause that just a sec so I can see down in there. Let me get one of these little spatulas. Everybody's going to rake that down because you want to get all your goodness, as I say, in there. You want to get that all raked down there. Then you don't have to. This thing's got a lock on it, so. Okay. Now then, that's all it takes. I know that it's okay. That's a good creamy batter there. Now then, I'm going to set this over here. I'm going to, since the kitchen is so tiny, I've got to get this big thing out of the way. I'm moving a little slow today. Not too bad, y'all. Okay, I've got my bleach rag, and I'm just going to wipe down so we can get ready to do our second part of the recipe. Second part. Now then, I'm going to wipe the back. I'm going to get one of my chef's pans. Make sure it's, I've already scrubbed it, but I had some butter on it from the last time, and I'm just going to turn that up there, turn it up on that. Make sure that's all wiped off good. And then I'm just going to let that sit there and get hot. And I'll show you in a minute what I'm doing. Now then, I'm going to take, this is my own inventions. So if you find you a bowl that would work or something you can use, but I use this copper pan because it's low profile, and I can dip my mold pan into this for my crepe. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put my crepes batter into here. Just like this. Give it all out there. Or as much as you can. Now with Mother and I, we don't need, this batter will be plenty. This will make 6 or 8 good size crepes. Okay. Now then, that's starting to heat a little bit. Let me get my, okay, I'm going to get my little bowl that I keep my little brush in, and I'm going to put some of this olive oil, sweet cream butter that I get at the cooking store. Best stuff, and since sliced bread, this is infused olive oil with sweet cream butter. Brenda has several flavors of this and the vinegar. So now you're looking to make sure that everything is kind of ready there. We're getting this pan just as hot as we can on the outer skirts, on the outside of the pan. So don't think that this pan is inverted. It's not. I've got it upside down. And that's what I'm going to make my quiche on, because I don't have a quiche pan, or I never bought one because I don't need it. I like the way this works. And I've been doing it for years this way. Sometimes they come out, sometimes, but you have to get everything just right, and then they'll start working in sync. You'll be all right there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and get my quiche on my handle, and I'm going to grease this part of the pan. I just want it greased good so that we don't have any trouble. And you let it get up there pretty hot. Just let it sit there and get hot. Let me get I had 2 quiches on this plate already, but I had to stop and do something else, so that's why we're doing it again. So now that pan's getting, let me get one of my little, I just dip that in that, and I drop it. And then I can tell 2 little dots, 3 little dots, and that'll tell me if that pan is hot enough to do our, see that's drying up, those little balls, they're drying up, they're getting dry. Well, that means that it's getting hot enough to fry our quiche, not quiche, crepes. If I said quiche, y'all forgive me. a crepe pan. It'll tell it if it's hot enough. This is that Daily Chef pan that I get. They're made in Brazil, and they're all stainless steel good pans. Had them for years and years. Okay, that's dried up pretty good there. See, it's just dried up and moving. It's like a little pancake kind of. So what you do is you take this, make sure, well, I was showing you, I want it right off the fire. See how that's flying, scooting across there? That means that it's ready. It is ready. I'm going to make sure. Okay, I'm going to hurry up and turn this over. Listen. And push it down just barely. Now you'll see that it's starting to dry and bake and cook. You just want to leave that on there and let it cook. You want to get all the wetness out. Don't burn yourself. Don't have the kids in there. This one may be a little too thin. It shouldn't be. But you never know. Just try to get that one up. Now I'm going to flip it. I'm going to just flip it over. Now you don't want to leave them too long because they get crispy. So that's, you just take it and flip it off. Redo your oil. Get that oil good. If I had 4 or 5 hands, it would probably help. But I have to do it all myself, you know. That's the way I've learned to do it. And that's okay. I'm letting that get hot again. Usually it don't take but just a few seconds because you got it. Now here we go, listen. Okay. We're just wanting that wetness to get, see how that wetness is going away? You can tell those, you can feel them and tell. Okay, that probably flip it over. Now, I'm gonna put just a piece of paper right there on that other. I don't want them to stick together. If I'd have thought I'd have took parchment paper and I usually, when I'm making these regularly, I have about 5 pieces of parchment paper that I keep. Let me see though, let's try to brown this other side, maybe just a hair more. Okay, now just flop it. Okay, here we go. You can get this in sync and you'll get them done pretty quick once you get everything set up. Okay, here we go. You can hear it. I keep hitting that poor plate. Sounds like a... I can move these kind of over a little bit while I just didn't want that to stick immediately. See, I can pull that over. And put that other nail on that side. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Takes a little practice, y'all, but if you do like crepes, this is the easiest, best way you can do it. That's from Billy Jean's Kitchen. You'd think this old country boy wouldn't know how to make crepes, but he does. He knows about a lot of things that he don't even tell you yet. Okay, that is pretty good there. I'm trying to hurry because this heat is hot on you. When you're standing here and you kind of heavy set like my stomach, it don't really like standing here in this with all this heat going on. Okay, we're greasing up. Okay, here we go. All right. Okay, adjust those. See how that pan, once you get it up there, and it gets fairly hot, then you're going to be okay, and it's going to work for you. I probably could have browned these a little more, but I'd rather not because I don't want them to get crunchy, you know, or dry. I want that egg to be in there, so that's why I'm trying to keep them, straighten them out though. So when they cool, we're going to have about 2 or 3 more, and then I'll show you what we do. Let me get some more oil on here. Okay. It's time consuming to get this done, but the reward is worth it. I really feel like the reward is worth it. You know, for people that like crepes, this is my tried and true measured way. Don't share it very often because I don't have didn't have no place to really share it except when I was cooking. But now y'all know how to do it. So those are pretty good, y'all. Straighten it out a little bit there. So you can, now that one is probably going to have to be, let me get the bottom of the pan wiped off now. Because I'm going to go ahead and, that gets a little moisture down there on that stove, and I'm going to go ahead and invert that. And then that pan's awful hot, but that's okay. We'll just put you have to do this pretty quick. That's going to be a big one there. That's okay. We'll get that out of the way. That one might not come out, but it might. I put a little too much stuff in it, but maybe I can roust it around to where it might. It might. Let me see. Maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe too thick. Let me try it. Let me try it. Yeah, the pan's going to stick on that. That one. Oh, and it's sure hot. It is sure hot. I probably could do it, but I just can't. I cannot. I've put too much batter in there. Well, we've lost that one, but that's okay. I'm happy with what I have because we won't eat that many anyway. Mother, she just doesn't like unusual things, so I just have to cook it. Okay, so we got our quiche. Not quiche. Y'all don't have to put signs up anymore because I can't even remember what I'm cooking. We've got our crepes done. And see, I've let them cool. And those are paper thin. So, let me turn this fire off. Let me get another plate. Get another plate. And I'm just going to put those right back where they were. Because I should have left them where they were to start with. Now I'm going to take this crepe. I'm going to lay it out. I'm going to get our lemon filling. I'm going to get our lemon filling, and I'm going to get a little, let me trade the fork for a spatula. And I'm just going to take about, that much, and just go right on the middle of that crepe inside on the edge. And take it and just roll it up. There you go. Now, go to the next. Give us about that much on the edge. Roll it up. Kind of push as you roll, and that'll get it out to the end. Okay. Give us a little. Okay. See, now if I made this with salmon and dill, you could have these for a lunch, ladies' lunch, and they're so good. Then you put a little dill and stuff on top of them. And it's very good. You want to get enough filling in there to where you have a good flavor of it. Okay, about like that. So that made 5. Well, it would have made about 7 probably if I'd not wasted that last one. But I didn't want to have to transfer that batter to another bowl and try to get it out of there. I just couldn't do it today. And these are soft. They're not crunchy. They're a good crepe. These are a good crepe. So now then, you can take just your white sugar. Let me show you. Be best if you just take some of your cream and just line each one. Just kind of put it on the top of each one. Just a hint of it, like that. Then I take my white sugar, or powdered, either one, and I just barely shake that. Okay. Now to top that off, we will get out of the icebox. Let me rinse them off again. Always rinse. I'm always a wrenching. Just set those up there. Get 2 fresh strawberries. Okay. Okay. Now, let's just fan that one out. Right there. Remember, presentation, I tell y'all, is all the rage. It's what makes everything wonderful. Now we'll just take this one and just kind of fan it out. on that right there. I'll take one piece of that, or maybe two, put it right in the middle. And you can put your little more caster sugar on it, the more regular old sugar. And there is our crepes for today. So that's what I wanted to teach y'all, how to make your crepes. And if you like them, write in and let me know if you try this recipe. I'll post it. God bless you. God bless us. God bless the United States. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.